Okay, so biceps going crazy.
Body too. Wait,
Period. That's gonna be the opening clip.
What's up, everybody? My name's Josh,
And my name's Nick.
and we're here to give you
A reality check. Let's do it. Welcome back, season 4 of Reality Check. We are, of course, back with the most iconic player from season 47 of Survivor, maybe even the new era, Sue Smey. The tsunami has rushed back into the Reality Check studio. Welcome back, Sue.
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
We're so excited.
No,
New
like
season.
Sue. This time last year is when we became obsessed with you. So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like we're having a 1-year reunion.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
how
it's
are we
insane.
already 2 seasons ahead?
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
It's insane, and like the fact that like how you guys caught my attention, and just like your personalities, your wholesomeness, your like support for me was just so beautiful at a time that I really needed that. So my heart will always be with you guys because it's
I'm
really
gonna
been-
cry.
Yeah.
Sue.
Your
there's-
mother just magnetized us. We had no choice but to be drawn.
well,
And if there was
Well,
one
thank you.
thing about you, it was your everlasting first impression, which we just did our first impression episode, our first impression reels 2 days ago. We gave our first impression on everybody in the
Yeah.
cast, and nobody struck us the way that you struck us.
Yeah.
It's
Because
impossible.
it's crazy. When season 47 rolled out, like we always do first impressions based on just the pictures, no videos, whatever. And I remember to this day, I was like, oh, she's a mother. That's a mother. Like, she's an icon.
I was like, she's giving maybe Mama Jewel. Nick was like, absolutely not. She is fierce. She's making it to the end, and she's running that shit like the Navy.
How about you?
Nice.
First impressions? Who caught your eye just based on the promos?
Well, you know what? I always look at definitely Sage. Sage is my girl. I love Sage. I love what I love about Sage is that she is fearless and she has no problem saying exactly what she wants to say, no filter, and doesn't care.
Listen.
We saw that.
She let everyone know she was peeing. Literally, the first thing I have written down is Sage is funny. More of a half moon of her talking about peeing off the
Oh my
side.
God. And
So freaking funny. She's a key.
And what I have to say is, it's so true. So you're on the boats for a very long time. And there were many times, we didn't really know each other. We're on our boat with our people. And, they'd be like anyone, they call it 10-1. So anyone, 10-1. And they're like, if you got to go, you're just going to go off the back of the boat. And so her saying, it's interesting because I have, the inside scoop of what life is like there. And when she said that, I was cracking up because I could visualize exactly. We all had to do that so many times, and it was much harder for women because there were
of course
little poles, and you had to like try to scooch down, and there's other boats, and everyth's all around.
Yeah.
So there's like you're not hiding anything. So
you're flashing everybody.
All these strangers are seeing your butt cheeks.
They are, and then I think with us, I think it was maybe Tiana who slipped and actually fell in the water. So we heard a scream, we heard a splash. And I mean, I don't want to say it in case it wasn't her, but I'm pretty sure it was her that the boat's rocking and she just went in and she was just soaking wet. And, so when Sage brought that up, it just like, I see things so differently because I've experienced it and I know exactly. Yes, I know exactly what she's saying. And, so she definitely is so funny and says exactly what people are afraid. Like when Jeff said her name and she's like, "Oh no," like
she was about to shit herself. She was like, "It's like when on you and you don't know the answer, and you're like,
yeah."
And the other inside scoop is that when you get there, it's loaded. The beach is loaded with cameras, like loaded. Cranes.
It's like a crescent moon of cameras.
It is a crescent moon and sun because it's. I mean, they're on. They're on cranes and everything. So it's very, very intimidating, and you're just like, oh my God. And then like I remember thinking, please don't say my name, please don't say my name, please don't say my name, because
and you're like this lady in the front, as if he hasn't been interviewing you for months. Yeah.
It's very intimidating. So she had me cracking up, and even seeing some promos with her with some other things too. She just like, I love a person that owns who they are and owns that maybe they're quirky or different and loves that about themselves and is a leader, not a follower. So to me, she was really, really cool. Jeremiah too. Was that his name? Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
I loved him. Like I just can't stop staring at him. There's something about
He's definitely a key.
It was a strong impression for sure. Whether it was a good one or a bad one, I'm not entirely sure. But
I don't know either. But
for him, memorable.
Yeah,
memorable.
A lot of memorable people. In this. Rizzo.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Oh, we will get into
what about Jason? I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but Jason, who was the alternate. Like, how insane was that?
Yeah.
Him also just like spilling the tea, like, hey, everybody, I found out 30 minutes ago before I went to bed that I'm going to be on the show. And I was like, shouldn't you have kept that a little bit of a secret? Because then you could have used that at the end. I didn't even have time to strategize.
Yeah.
No,
like,
they know. They know.
Yeah, maybe. We never know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. I feel like it's always cool to see almost the concept of Survivor break the fourth wall in a sense, with the editing, like the moment with Sage talking about peeing off the boat, Jason being an alternate. Like they kind of let us into the process a little bit, which I enjoy because being a fan of the show for so long, it does get a little mundane. It kind of gets repetitive, especially when there's 18 brand new people to learn their names. It's cool to kind of see like the facade broken down a little bit. Speaking of keeping things to yourself, I think Jake needs to learn that.
No, why did Jake literally basically give away his final tribal,
his argument,
like
his reason for being? You know?
I was surprised.
Which don't get me wrong, I can tell that he was just excited and he wanted people to know him more than just a piece of muscle. Because let me tell you, that man's body,
he is a piece of muscle,
is insane. Insane. Like.
I think we're going to see a lot of him, though.
Insane.
You're not a fan? I think we're going to see a lot of him trying to work the cameras. I think he's intentionally, with hiding the left sneaker and doing all these little. That's him, right? He's the one that's doing that. I feel like he's definitely someone that knows how to work the camera a little bit and is
for a viral moment.
Yes,
I feel like that would be us.
Yeah, we would do that. Yeah.
Wait, did you feel like he would be a good Chippendales dancer?
Honestly, yeah. Okay. Like I would pay to watch his show.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, listen, kudos to his wife. I'm sure she's just as beautiful, just as much of a specimen as he is. Like,
The one person that and we had already spoken about this on the side, but we did our first impressions video, and my thought of what Nate was going to bring, Nate Moore was he is the complete opposite of the vibe that I was getting off of just this photo. And I was like, wait, this guy actually
kind of cool.
He's actually kind of cool and may have the tools to make it decently far in this game. I genuinely thought he was going to be early boot. Now I'm like, he might be 6'7".
No, but what about Matt too? Look, I'm always going to be for the older people because, I was the older person, but I loved Matt too.
He was a key.
Yeah, he was cool. We were talking about him a little bit in our group chat too. And I think that he has a very interesting perspective because he still seems like with it enough, but also very outlandish in the same way. He knows kind of how to weaponize his curiosities in a sense, if that makes sense. I don't know. I liked him. I feel like, how can you not stand an old man with a long beard and dreads?
The thing that I really loved about him is that he knew what his strengths were, but he didn't want to jump into things right away. And he was giving the opportunity for other people to learn, try, build. And then, you know, once the sunset, he was like, okay, we need fire, so let me do this real quick.
Move over.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's like, let Gramps come in here and show you guys how it's done. You're like,
you know what? No one wants. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
but no one wants to be told what to do day one, right?
Sure.
So he was so smart, like so smart to be like, let them do their thing and see. Okay, now, like you said, I'll step in.
Yeah, I feel like it's really interesting because, like we keep saying, you do have that insider feeling because it's more so less about knowing how production works and more about remembering how you felt in the moment. And like I can only imagine, we as the viewer are learning 18 names. You know, you're also learning not only 6 people's names but how to play the game at the same time. So I feel like if you can make that good first impression of like, hey, I'm pretty normal, and you don't piss anybody off, like you should be okay. You know, like
no,
I
agree.
At least for a few days, yeah.
Don't piss anybody off for like 3 days, and you should be good. Like,
exactly. It's just like when you first start dating someone, you're all on your best behavior, you're smiling, you're happy, you're giving compliments, right? And then all of a sudden you nailed them, and bam, you know, like your true color comes out.
No, it's true.
You're like Sage, you know, burping while you're making the shelter.
Oh my gosh, she cracks me up. She cracks me up. Yeah.
The one thing that I wanted to say about like the opening of the season, and like I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like the marooning challenge was a little bit underwhelming this year. I felt like, you know, at least like when it came to Sue, I will never forget the cinematography and that drone footage that followed you into the freaking woods.
Yeah.
That was what, I'm not even joking. I had goosebumps watching that footage. This year I was like, oh, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
there was no like moment where they could sabotage their tribe. There was no twist. There was no mud.
Nothing. I know.
There was no water, no mud.
No, there was water. Yeah, because they had to swim to the boat. But like, even at that, I was like, all they're doing is, and don't get me wrong, I don't know what the pressure of building a puzzle or building something along those lines are, but like, you just built a box and then you jumped up and hit a bell. Like, I don't know. It was something about the marooning that just was like,
it was underwhelming.
Okay. It was
underwhelming. Exactly.
Yeah. I felt like that could have been any challenge at any point in this tribal portion of the game. But it is what it is. You know, we see that the yellow tribe, Hina, comes out on top.
Let's introduce our tribes, I think maybe. Yeah.
Let's introduce them.
We have Hina. we have Hina, the yellow tribe. We have
I like the behind the scenes with you guys. I can see what you guys are doing.
Yuli, the red tribe, and then is it Keel or Kel?
I don't know. I feel like Jeff pronounced the tribe names like 4 different ways throughout the whole episode. Because when he introduced Uli, he said Ul, and I wrote it down at UUL as I thought it sounded. And then he was like Uli, and I was like, okay, wait, whatever. But Ul, and I was saying Kella.
I was saying Keel.
Well, is it an E or an A?
K-E-L-E.
I think it's K-E-L-E, yeah. Kelly, Keely, maybe.
Keely. I'm illiterate.
Kelly? I don't even know.
Whatever. The blue one.
Blue tribe.
Yeah, the blue tribe. Oh my God. Do you feel any kinship to your fellow blue tribes?
I love the blue. I do. And it's so funny too. While I'm watching, I'm always trying to look around to look for anything familiar, you know, on the island, you know, where they are when they're doing something. And it's interesting because I do look at more than just the players. I'm looking at the backgrounds and the, you know, different things that are going on that, you know.
Hey, I see behind that tree.
Like, hey, that's where my red painted idol was.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we have, so Hina wins immunity, and then we have the individual face-off between
God,
Rizzo and Alex. Let me tell you. Well, first of all, Sue, I want to know your question. I want to know how you feel about this. Do you think that there should be puzzle cheating in an individual challenge like this?
I think when you're out there, if you're a smart player and you're not getting the puzzle and you've got the balls to cheat, you're a gamer. You're just like, screw that. I'm going to own it. I don't know this and I got to get ahead. You know, to me, it cracks me up because like, who was it? Alex couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't cover it. And so, you know, for Rizzo to keep running over, I was cracking up, you know, because I was just like, I can't believe that like he's doing this, but that's more exciting than them just finishing their puzzles or him not being able to finish it completely and lose, right? Like it's sort of funny. So to me, I think it's you're there to win.
If you don't get caught, you know, like it's not.
And he got caught, and it doesn't matter. They don't care. Like they really don't.
I think
care.
it speaks to his like Rizzo's
determination.
Of his determination, of his wantingness to do well for his tribe. Because like, not only are you coming back with nothing, there's also then the speculation that you could come back and have chosen an advantage. So there's all these different layers of, it's not just cheating, it's preservation in the game. At that point,
it is preservation. And he did the right thing and he won. I mean,
I actually still am so gooped and gagged.
I know Alex was pissed.
That Alex did not
he was
win.
Pissed. Oh my God.
The elliptical
what
king.
do you think it was? He didn't dig deep enough, or like what? I couldn't figure out what the hell.
I don't know, because like looking at it, he dug a decent amount.
It was
like
huge. It was huge, right? It's not like it was a small little thing. It was huge.
This was like at least this.
I mean, it was like
because you had to hold. It was bigger than a steering wheel.
Let's all flex. This big.
You guys just can't see it. That's what my arms look like underneath this flannel. Yeah. No, so I think maybe the problem was Alex didn't anticipate, like, I think either the depth or how, I don't know, or maybe he just, I don't know.
Rizzo seemed to be using his body, like, and that's what I would be doing too. I'd be using my body, my legs, my head, everything I had to just clear out as much as possible. And I felt like Alex was just digging in one spot, going down.
He was like dog digging.
Yes, yeah.
He wasn't.
But you don't know, right? Who knows what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Like,
just find it. I'm digging my teeth.
I would do the foot method for sure.
Yeah.
I would dig a little bit and then start kicking the sand out.
Just doing everything. But I mean, how humiliating! What did he just say?
He said that he's going doggy
style. I said
style.
I'm doing it doggy style.
Is that your favorite?
Listen, you got to get there. You got to get there. Get it in the doggy style, okay? Speaking of doggy style, Rizzo actually, when I first saw him and like heard him and saw him speak, I was like, this guy reminds me of Mr. Beast. Like just that kind of energy of like brain rot, social media, kind of like dorky energy. And then not that he grew on me, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about him.
If I hear him say, we're cooking, let's cook.
Yeah,
all right,
cooking.
It's cooked.
Yeah.
If I hear him say anything about being cooked, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
you know what? I'd rather hear him say that than hear Alex mention the elliptical one more time. Didn't even help. Get back on there.
Listen, I'll give Alex his flowers because his endurance is A1. For Jake and listen, Sue, as you know, Nick, you probably also know, muscular people don't tend to have better endurance. Yeah. But Jake is
I'm so muscular. It's tough for me.
No, but like you know, like it's like pretty common knowledge. But like Jake was like he was like in the marooning challenge, he was gunning it. He was going fast. I was like, oh, he's a muscular guy who can also run. Like he's got endurance. He's got it. The man was huffing and puffing, bent over.
He was spent. Yeah. Were you surprised? Were you guys surprised that Jake didn't jump to this challenge to go to try to get the
I was.
Yes, but no at the same time, I feel like for me.
I genuinely thought that it was going to be a sweat challenge because I feel like last season wasn't really sweat. It was more puzzle endurance. And I feel as though they've been changing it up a little bit where like they go kind of back and forth from like puzzle, sweat, endurance, puzzle, sweat, endurance. Yeah. Well, I assumed it was going to be a sweat challenge. And Jake's like, I'm a big, strong, burly man. Let me get out there and win this for my tribe because I'm the man.
But everybody already knows that just visually looking at him. So I think that target is already painted. Like, let me not accentuate it in a sense. So I think it was smart of Jake not to go because they already had an assumption of him based on the marooning. So he needed to hit the beach for the first impressions for them to realize like, oh, this guy's a dad. Oh, his wife is pregnant. So it made him more human and less meat shield, I think, in that moment.
No, what I felt with Jake was he took that opportunity instead, like you're saying, go back with everyone, establish a relationship with people, work everybody, and he did. He immediately kept saying he's got a bromance with Alex already, and like
that was first of all that was crazy.
They're talking about like being lovers and then scissoring and stuff.
I know.
First of all, I was here for it.
Also, not even 12 hours. You're saying I got a chance. No. Not even 12 hours into knowing each other, we are talking about fake romantic,
Yes.
But honestly, I will say,
where did that happen though? Where did that? I don't even know where that came out.
I don't know either, but having the alpha male of the season give very bro man's like confident in his sexuality. Like I, as a gay man viewer, I was like, I love this because it's stereotype from his visuals. He gives like, I'm a macho man and I don't like gays. Yeah. But here he is like kind of loving the gays and like being very comfortable with himself. So like I think it's really good to see as a viewer.
Yeah.
Talking about everybody being comfortable with themselves, I felt like every single tribe is like hypnotized in kumbaya and they're all just like buddy right now.
Except Savannah. Savannah is the only girl on the beach clocking everybody's tea.
Savannah, I must stand. Literally what I wrote. I must stand her.
Yeah. She's a player. She's
through the yogi. She sees through the kumbaya. I also think Nate is thinking long term in the same way that Savannah is.
Yeah.
But I think Nate is more so going on logistics and Savannah is more so going on vibes in a way.
She's like analyzing everybody. She's analyzing everybody. No, she's a good player. She's going to be a tough one. Tough one.
I did also love.
I have written down Sage loves poop.
Wait, I don't remember that.
That was crazy of them to include. They're all in the water, and she just goes, "I love poop."
Oh, because they were talking about. She said she was talking about how she wanted to know when someone got their first aqua dump or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They did our poor girl Sage dirty. I mean, they could have left some of these things out.
But you know what? It gives character, and at least we have like a funny moment where like, her edit from here moving forward can go one of two ways. It's either going to be. They're going to edit her as like the quirky weird girl, or she's going to have like the craziest
weird girl.
The craziest comeback story ever. Like,
but here's the thing: like, you can't be shocked that it's in the edit if you said it.
Right.
So you sort of have to be a little aware of everything that you're saying, especially if, say, they want to burn her a little, they can burn her, right? And how they edit it can.
Trouble.
Oh yeah, we'd be.
That's what would get us in trouble.
But it also is extremely smart on Sage's part because, as the viewer, we're seeing a very specific person, a very specific type cast, and who knows if that's not all real, if it's kind of more calculated. I'm going to go in, let them know that I'm kind of weird, kind of funny, kind of quirky. Everybody immediately guards drop.
Like Carolyn.
Sage is so weird. Yeah. Sage is so kooky. I love her. She's so authentic. It makes you more trustable, loyal, and less threatening. So
I agree.
Look,
I think she's brilliant. I think she's brilliant. I think she's beautiful. I think she's going to be a good player. And I think she's, she's going to be someone that we're going to enjoy watching, I think.
Yeah.
I also feel like I can't tell specifically because of the camera angles, but she looks like she's very tall.
I was going to say, she looks so tall.
Like she looks like she was taller than some of the guys. And I feel like physically she's going to be able to dominate later. Like, I feel like she's going to be an individual challenge beast.
Me too.
At least if they have women versus men, like, you know how like when you did like the weight challenge that you won, it was like you won the girl, like there was two winners.
Yeah.
I could see her winning multiple of those if they have.
I think she's very well-rounded. What did you guys think of Amy? Is her name Amy?
Annie.
Oh.
So, okay. So, first impression, I was really feeling her, and I love the conversations that she had with Alex. Listen, you know us, we love like the older woman and like the younger male dynamic.
When we were talking about her, she was giving me you energy. She gave very like beat to her own path, her very own drum. Like she had the pink hair, giving rocker vibes.
Glitter on her eyes.
Yeah, glitter.
Like hold her own against the guys. Like I like that. But then when we actually met her after the conversation, because leading up to her conversation with Alex, I was like, wait, I'm here for it. And then she had the conversation with Alex. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the Sue Gabe. This is going to be the Denise Malcolm. Like this is going to be that relationship. And then it just like, she just like, I don't know what happened to her, but like, it just completely like flipped. Yeah. It's just, I don't know.
It's almost like here's the thing that I do have to say. Do you guys know how old she is?
She's 49.
Yes. Okay.
So it is hard being someone who's older, being around the younger group. It's the conversations are just so much and so energetic, and so everyone wants to talk because they're talking to hear themselves talk instead of like really listening in a way at times. And they're talking about a lot of things that someone who's older has no idea what the frig they're saying. And sometimes you need that space. And part of me felt like, when she said, oh, go ahead, she just wants to work like that. When I first got there, my main goal was getting that damn shelter done. Like I wanted, in case it was raining, I wanted protection. I wanted something to sleep on, fire, the whole thing. And I felt like she was so just zoned into working that the social end of it, and it could bite her in the ass because you saw how they got talking and they were offended or bothered and brought that up, and that automatically put a target on her. But so I'm hoping she does okay, because I've been in that situation where it's very hard to be with so many younger people that you're just not vibing with, and even if you vibe with them, there's a difference.
And there's just so much of a cultural, not even like a cultural difference, but like not social.
But cultural can be used like a socially cultural difference.
Like if we were put on the same season, it's tough because my whole life I've had a smartphone and I've had, whatever, and all of these things.
Social media, TikTok stuff, sound bites, clickbait, like
all that. The terminology. Yeah. Everything. You guys know words that like there were so many things that just went right over my head, and I had to sit there and endure it because I couldn't be standoffish and put myself to have them say, oh, look, she can't even be social. But like, you don't want to be social, but you have no choice.
Like there's such an opportunity in a younger older alliance, because even if you're thinking selfishly, it's this person who may not keep up with the younger people on the tribe, maybe physically, emotionally, like relationshiply, whatever. There's still such an opportunity because that there will almost be this sense of like indebtment.
Like I got you, you got me.
I got you. Yes. I will bring you into the fold with these younger people if we're loyal. So,
but then also vice versa. Like when you hit merge, there's no age limit on the merge. They're gonna have all different people. What if when you were going in merge, it was like the older people were you and Soul. I don't know if you count Kyle up there.
No, Kyle was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Why did I think he was like 35?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Kyle, you hear that?
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Kyle.
You don't look at Kyle. But you know what I noticed is like the difference is that I think that if like Nate and Matt had done that, there wouldn't have been gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a respect for, especially, I don't know, like I felt like there was a different I don't know if it's a female thing, like where she was just like, no, I'm going to stay, go ahead. And in her brain, she's just like, I want to work. I don't need to walk over and spend an hour walking to get water and talking about the water while I want to work. Where if the guys had done that, part of me feels like it would have been cool and nobody would have
respected more.
Yes. Yeah. And I feel like they have this, there's some sort of a better bond that everyone else built with the other two older guys compared to her, and it could be her fault.
Honestly, now that you're pointing that out, like it makes a lot of sense because Matt was really, I have it right down here, like everybody was being very social. Matt was being very social. Nate was social, but he was a little bit more reserved in his social. Yes. He wanted to make sure that he had his numbers. Matt wanted to get to know everybody, but then everybody on the Blue Tribe, I felt like Annie, just like you said, was kind of like shamed in a way for, or yes, like untrustworthy, or they thought she was going to maybe go and do idol hunting or something.
Can I say I have an opinion on this. My thing, if I'm in the middle of the ocean, am I going to tie myself to a life raft or am I going to tie myself to an anchor? In my mind, Jake is a meat shield, strong, likable, and is an easy target.
And has already played all of his cards.
Has already laid his whole story out. Whereas Annie is a little more independent, less, outgoing, and not a 6'1" meat shield.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if there's this likable, big, handsome man that I can attach myself to, that's where I'm putting my clip. So I don't know if it's as personal as it might feel or be edited, but it's like, it's day one. I need the biggest, the strongest, and the funniest person, and we're hitching our wagons and we're going.
I agree to that. I agree to that.
And also, they already were forming their little clique. They had Alex, Jake, and Sophie, right? That like they had their three, and then who they bring
Jeremiah? They brought Jeremiah in.
Yeah, so they immediately had their four. So now you're very, if the three of us say we're good friends, we're going out there, we got another person that came in that's a little bit not fitting in with us, we're going to put the target on them, right? So we're tight, we're good, we know we're solid, it could have been a little of that as well. And I think that's very common that, she didn't want to walk with us. So, maybe she might.
Yeah. You don't have much to go on at that point. It's kind of like you have to make a decision.
You're desperate to become a group, an alliance.
Yeah, I think so. It's unfortunate because I do think that Annie is a cool gal.
That when Jake pulled him to the side and basically had that little conversation, like, hey, like, Canada.
No, Jeremiah pulled him and was like, street man, gay man.
Jeremiah, do you want to work with a gay guy? To Jake? That's
what I just said.
No, I know. I'm just saying, that was so freaking funny because he's like, Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure that you want to work with me? And he's like, he literally said, I don't care if you're gay or not. I want to work with you. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
And I love that he said, normally if we were home in a gym, I'd be afraid of him or something. Like
I would be afraid of him.
I do love the precedent that Jake is kind of setting, especially as a soon-to-be father. Cool. Like the kid that can go back and watch this to set a good example of like, dude, I don't care. Do I think that the dynamics definitely help them in this case? You have very gay Jeremiah and very manly, straight romance.
And then very beautiful Sophie, right? Like he's got the trifecta.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake definitely seems to kind of be...
He's working.
He's the epicenter of his tribe at the moment. But.
In talking about tribes, we get to our immunity challenge. I'm going to be so honest. I felt like this immunity challenge was exhausting to watch. Like those snakes. I remember, Sue, I don't know if it was on your season or if it was on 48, but I feel like I remember they had, it was a giant lizard. I don't remember what season it was.
That was the one before me. I think that was
46.
Oh, 46. Yeah. Like those things are heavy and they only gave 2 people to carry each one.
Yeah, Jeff said they were 200 pounds.
That's
insane. A lot.
That's insane.
Yeah. I also love mud technicians were back.
I love that. I love that. What about when who was it? Jeremiah said, "How do I get the mud out of my eyes?" And Nicole spit her water.
That was absolutely feral of Nicole.
My mom went, why didn't she just pour it out of the thing?
I did not believe she spit it.
You know, if you're ever going to have somebody spit on you in Survivor, at least your teeth are still relatively brushed from the day before, you know.
That is true.
Like,
was that the weirdest thing?
She didn't even ask. Like, where? She didn't even ask.
I didn't even clock that.
She was like,
but I have to tell you, that mud's brutal. It's brutal. And so like
paint. It's so slick and thick.
They wanted to last. Oh, also I saw that Jeff was dirty with the mud. I didn't see anything about him getting involved.
Someone probably splashed him.
Yeah, at the end, like it was a quick little like 10-second clip of him like standing there and he had mud all over.
Oh
him.
wow.
Yeah. Well, Hina wins the community challenge.
Again, much like the Marooning challenge, it was kind of
mid.
You know, but I do love the tribe immunities idols this season. The like male, like female Poseidon.
Aqua, and
I thought they were very cool.
I love that the winning tribe got the woman one, and then the runner-up got the male one.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They put the woman on top, honey. Yes, they did. I know that's.
I love when you can feel the underlying
theme,
visual of the season. Like it's very much like Shipwreck this season because there's sharks on the buffs. There's the shipwrecks at Tribal, the Poseidon mermaidy idols. I think it's cool. I can't wait to see the
immunity necklace.
I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be like seashells,
maybe shark
scales. Oh, shark
teeth. I could see that. It would be really cool. I don't like. We already said it before, but like the immunity challenge wasn't super like. I wasn't like, I wasn't like on the edge of my seat, like, ooh, you know, like,
not at all.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that Hina was going to win just because I feel like they're working really well together. Where like, not for nothing, we're doing everything in pairs right now. Right now it's been 2 and 2. Everything's been 2 and 2.
Yeah.
For Kel, whatever, I can feel that their strategy is let's take. And Annie, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we're taking the weakest player and the strongest player and then expecting the strongest player to carry the weakest player, but it's not benefiting her.
Yeah, they put them together twice. Jake and Annie were together.
Everybody was together the same. They put Nicole and Jeremiah together again, and then they put Alex and Soph together again. Everybody.
Yeah, but who are you going to put her with? She's not strong. Who are you going to put? You have to put her with the strongest person, or else they're not coming. They're not coming back with the snake.
They're not coming back with the safe.
There were people that I think really impressed me with the snake. You know, like pulling it through on their own for sure. But
wasn't Hina? Who was in last place? Was Hina in last place?
It was Uli. They overtook Kelly Wentworth for second place because Nicole and Jeremiah. Like
they were struggling.
They were struggling.
Yeah.
Right.
Poor Sage, she had to carry Rizzo.
Yeah, she had the head of the snake. I was shocked.
She had the head of the snake, and she was like throwing that thing forward, and I'm like, Rizzo boy, like help your girl out or something.
I know, and I love that Rizzo was like, if it's a puzzle, we're cooked. But you were also gassed and can't.
Yeah,
and you're not strong. So like,
what did you?
I was shocked when I saw Sage carrying that head. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was.
She's that girl. She is that girl.
Yeah, don't mess with her.
And that just shows her strength moving forward that she's not one to play with.
Exactly.
I have one note for the post challenge, and it's Shannon, the yogi girl. Shannon on Uli reminds me of Dory from Finding Nemo. Just think about it next time you see her. Okay. She's very like, just keep swimming. Thank you. Thanking the ocean for its presence and mindfulness. I'm like, the ocean does not have a brain.
I thought it was funny that she was thanking the ocean because in our first impressions video, she was wearing a conch, like a seashell like necklace, and I literally said, "Why is she giving Moana? Like, I will cross the ocean to find you." Like, it was very much
so funny. You said that.
In our first impressions video, I was like, she is giving herbal essence tea.
Yoga. You also clocked Soph having the meat shield.
Yeah. word for word, I said Sophie on Kelly is gonna either want to do a girls thing or a meat shield.
Yeah, well, she's pretty enough to be able to get the meat shield.
She's low-key like giving Parvati 2.0.
Do you see him making merge?
I think after watching episode 1, I see him making merge. I think of first impressions, I did not think he was going to make merge because I think that his social game is going to move him forward in the game right now.
I think personally that if Kelly has to go to tribal, say that they go every week, just for instance, I think that he is the bottom of that 4 of Alex, Jake, Sophie.
I do too.
I agree.
So I think that,
but Annie's gone.
Yeah.
If they go.
Right. So I think that Jeremiah's effervescence and sassy nature might get him in trouble, just because we're very similar in a lot of ways to Jeremiah in the way that we operate, and we could start to see it in his confessionals already. He's very quick. He's very, sharp-tongued.
He is very sharp-tongued.
I do think that if he can kind of keep his those things in check, then yes, I think we could see him getting to merge. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting if they're going to allow, seeing last season, they had like this strong group that never separated and just like ran with it. If they're going to throw a wrench in something and take away like that, maybe doing a swap, like doing.
God, I would love that, because let me tell you, watching the Joe, Eva, Shaheen, like that entire
the end of last season was rough.
It was. And don't get me wrong, like I have a lot of love for the castaways that we love from last season, but like it was, as we already said, it was just rinse, repeat, the same thing over and over. We watched the episode. We know that the strong people are staying together. We know that they're going to get out the weakest link. We know that they're going to win. It's like, what is the point of watching the episode if all we have to do is think of who's the weakest? Okay, they're out. Okay, now on to next week.
Speaking of twists, I think this was the first premiere episode in the new era where no advantage was either found or offered by Survivor.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone has their votes still.
Yeah.
No idols. No idol hunting was shown.
Yeah.
It was very much just gameplay and social play.
Yeah.
No actual.
You're right. Very interesting to me. Like even Rizzo, I thought that there was going to be an option for Rizzo and Alex to maybe say, like, if you both want to forfeit your tools, you'll both get the idol or something. Or whatever.
It would have made it interesting. Yeah.
Or like when they opened the chest, I thought it would be so cool if there's machete in a pot and a clue right next to each other.
That would have been so
like
good.
They open it up and it just says pick one. Like
what would you pick?
I would have picked machete.
I would pick machete and pot.
Only because like I'm a big boy. I need something to be able to eat. Yeah. I know how important that machete is. Like in terms of building I want to be able to sleep. And
I don't want to be wet. I don't want to be wet. I am a bit of a passenger princess, so I need to give that machete to Jake. And he needs to build a shelter.
Yeah. Any other time in the show or in the game, I would pick the clue.
Yeah.
But that one is way too. It's like if we don't have that, you need the machete to start fire. If you don't have a steel, like and there's just too many. There's too much.
The real thing, I never would have been put in that position because I would not be raising my hand.
Right.
I wouldn't raise my hand.
If there is any potential to keep my butt on that beach day one, I'm going to that beach.
Actually, I don't know if I would have raised my hand because like I have a big ego in that sense where like I want to feel like
you would want that star.
I would want to feel like I'm the provider and I came back and I was that girl. But then also in the same hand, I'm like, I need to socially strategize.
That's the scary thing is when you're away, you don't know what bond. And that's what I felt when TK was gone. We all built something for a full day. Yeah. And then he came back and he was the king because he won it. But like we established some sort of bond and relationship before him.
How much further does, getting that take you than an already established bond? Like that's the risk you may have brought it back, but it's like we already decided that we're a tight four. Sorry. And you
but it's true. It's true.
There are some things in Survivor you can tell that even if the castaways necessarily don't like it, they have decided it is a decision and you have to just stand by it. So You know, I might hate 2 of the people in my foursome, but if that foursome is going to get me to the merge, I will suck it up and we'll be best friends and we'll tell stories by the campfire.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
exactly.
You know. But moving on to tribal council, it was interesting to me because
tribal is honestly a key.
Yeah, it was really interesting because like everybody was very relaxed.
Kumbaya, happy, laughing.
Yeah. Jeremiah looked like he was like crying. I don't know if you guys saw the glossiness in his eyes or the water in his eyes.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he looked like he was like having an emotional time.
Okay.
And in some capacity. I don't know if it was good, if it was bad, if whatever was happening was obviously edited out because we didn't really get to dive into that as a viewer, but that was the only kind of like.
Unfortunately, I think this tribal was not about Jeremiah, even if he did have a moment. So I feel like they were like, this is not important right now.
Yeah.
Also, Jeff saying to him, like he said, whatever Jeff said to Jeremiah, he was like, well, whoever's getting voted out thinks that they're like, he basically played his cards that there is a type 4 right now and somebody thinks.
Yes, I couldn't believe that. But wasn't that Alex that said that or was it Jeremiah?
No, it was Jeremiah.
He was like, we have it narrowed down to 2.
Yeah, that was bad.
He's like, yeah.
And immediately, this is why I was disappointed in who went home and who was voted for. Neither of them played their shot in the dark. Which, if I hear that, immediately, and we did see Nicole go, am I good? Even if you're telling me, yeah, you're good. Okay, well, he said they feel safe. I'm being like, roll the dice.
You and me both. I'd play in my.
I also I know obviously like new era rules is that everyone has a shot in the dark, but like they never said anything about people having a shot in the dark. Nothing was brought up. It wasn't like, oh my God, like my shot in the dark is in my bag.
They did show it in the promo.
They did. Nicole talked about it. She said, if I feel like I'm going home, I'm playing my shot in the dark.
I must have missed it.
Yeah. But don't you feel like the whole tribal was like laughing and jokes and Nicole's like saying, you know, you're Thor and you're the Latina mama and even Jeff was like laughing, like it was a fun, like Thanksgiving dinner.
Very blasé, very like we were all hanging out, you know?
Yeah, there was nothing. It was just really not what I was expecting for a tribal.
Especially the first tribal, because I feel like this is really where, as a viewer, the game starts, the drama rolls in, Jeff is here, like it's real. Someone's dream is ending tonight, the first person that nobody wants to be, and we're all like, you know, having a tea party.
They literally were having a tea party. I know on our season, you know, the first tribal was pretty brutal, and I know our second tribal was nasty. You know, TK's coming at me, I'm coming at him, rolling my eyes. You know, like there was no love and there was no laughing at our tribals.
It was fight for the finish.
Yeah, it was literally. So I was really surprised.
What I'm thinking about, it was really interesting. I always, you know me, I like to think about the angle of production and why they would choose to include something. It's really interesting to me because they knew Nicole was going to be going home first. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched. However, we saw that the entire tribal was kind of centered around her opinions of her tribe. Yeah. So for me, it's kind of like, well, why did we get such a specific lens into Nicole's perspective if she was leaving?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of that? I would have rather seen a more emotional moment from Jeremiah. I would have rather gotten a little bit more of a glimpse into the fear that maybe Annie was feeling. And then we get that sense of relief with her, you know, like
they never even showed her like being afraid.
I don't even remember her saying a word.
It feels empty. Like I feel like I didn't gain anything from that tribal council because all of the opinions and perspectives that we got were from the person who's no longer participating in it, you know.
And I actually liked Nicole by the end. Like I actually liked her.
I would go out for a drink with Nicole for sure.
She's probably a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, I called who was going to be going home. I just felt it in my soul. 47 slapped me in the face when I said Rachel Lamont was going to be going home first. 48, I don't even remember who I thought was going to go home first. But I looked at Nicole up and down. I said, she looks like a first boot, honey.
Wow.
And unfortunately, She got the first boot.
I will say Josh's predictions when it comes to Survivor are usually whatever he picks, pick the opposite.
That's the winner. That's the winner.
When it was lining up, when the chips were falling in a possible Nicole boot, I literally turned to my mother and I went, if Nicole goes home, Josh is going to be insufferable.
I love that. That's so funny, Josh.
I had to.
What made you think of her?
To be honest, she just wasn't giving me any. Like, I didn't get a good first read off of her. It wasn't anything that she said, that she did. And it's just, I don't know. I was just looking at her and I was like, something about you is just screaming first boot. I don't know.
So honestly, I thought the tribal was very boring. I was very disappointed at the
say it again.
Just like it was like not a typical tribal that's like cutthroat.
Yeah. It didn't catch the tone.
Yeah.
And
like you're saying, they edited in Nicole, who got booted out, and like the whole thing was about her.
Yeah. How do we feel about Nicole leaving? How do we feel? Do we feel like there's a void left? Like there's a hole in the tribe?
I don't think we've lost anything. Oh. Okay, let me not be nasty because Nicole was keen with Jeremiah. I did love that we had representation of the LGBTQ community. I was very much here for that.
I think she would have given us some very funny confessionals.
She would have.
She would have been a very good. She was giving me like Andy energy in a way, like very chaotic,
goofy. Yeah.
Goofy,
but did we get any Annie? And is her name Annie? Did we get a lot of Annie confessionals?
We got one.
We didn't get much.
Wait, I wrote it. No, I wrote it somewhere. No Annie content.
Not a single Annie.
A single Annie confessional. Yeah. And then right after it, she got one.
I'll be honest. If we're in listen, I'm not mad that Nicole went home because I thought she was going to be the first boot. But if we're talking about brute strength, okay, what is Annie giving for the success of the tribe over Nicole?
I feel like they're both kind of in the same boat. Like neither of them can do puzzles. Neither of them are strong. At that point, but at least more based on vibes. I honestly would have kept Aunt Nicole just because she's more likable.
But are we going to block Nicole as not being strong? Like I feel like between the Nicole and Jeremiah duo, Nicole was carrying Jeremiah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, Nicole
on the snake with the snake.
Jeremiah pulled the snake through.
But she was pushing it through. There is strength there, where Annie was having Jake do everything.
Yeah. And that's what what they almost set it up to. I assumed it was Annie because they set it up that first of all they're at the water well. There's talking. Oh, she doesn't want to come. She's antisocial. The one thing you don't do is go walk off, be by yourself. That was number one. Number two is when she went to Sophie to say, how about we go after Jake and, split up the guys. So that was the number. And then Sophie rats her out and said, strike two that, Annie's going home because I know if someone said my name, I would want them out over everybody. I couldn't get.
We saw you hold a grudge
on Kyle
for 48 weeks.
Yeah. And I knew I had to sit with that until it was time. But if it were, Gabe had told me TK wanted me out. I would never give him a pass. If he says my name, I'm going for him.
His name on every parchment until he's out.
I'll give you another strike to add to your list. We see the moment where Jake hides Nicole's shoe.
Yeah.
Insinuating that there's a bond there. There's a friendship.
There's a hee ha ha.
There's some kind of camaraderie. Yeah. I really thought they were lining us up. And then we got the whole moment from Nicole Tribal. So I really thought they were lining it up to kind of be like, oh, they're just going to get out the old lady and start the season off the way it has been started. And she's not old. 50 is not old, people, but for this
why did they not get her out when she had more strikes against her than Nicole? Where's the gameplay?
If I'm being honest, I feel two things. One, God forbid they have to go to tribal again. Now you have your second boot. And then secondly, I feel that they don't think she's a threat in the later on in the game. So they're going to keep her around. So it's just an easy dish.
It's more Annie, I think, is less likely to work her way into a crack if they go back to tribal, whereas Nicole kind of had some established friendships and moments with people to maybe wiggle her way back in somehow. So maybe Annie felt like a safer target for next time because they can kind of manage her. She's not strong, she's not strategic, and she's not particularly likable.
Participating.
Yeah, she's not very participative. So they're just going to do their little foursome clicky, clicky, click. And, you know, if we got to go, we got to go. You know?
Yeah.
I would love to see what's going to happen if the chance Kel goes to tribal 3 weeks in a row. What's happening to that for?
Oh, Jeremiah's gone. Boom.
Well, Annie, then Jeremiah, right?
Yeah.
Annie,
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to see.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we're going to have to find out. Alrighty, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, for the next 2 weeks, we are not going to have Nicholas here on Reality Check Podcast. Sue and I will be tackling week 2 and week 3 of Survivor 49 with 2 very special guests. We will not be teasing any of that just yet.
Come back next week. I'll be off. Maybe I'll send in some reactions to add in next week. Who knows? I'm clocking out, y'all, but I'm very excited to see what happens in the next 2 weeks when I come back. Sue and Josh will take great care of everybody. And Sue, any final thoughts for episode 1?
I guess I'm hoping and exciting that something big is going to happen because, right now it was nice. It was fun getting to know the people. It's hard, I think, to get
for some shit to happen.
I'm looking for some shit to happen. I know on our, in our season, shit happened our very first challenge, with Andy, and like there was drama and there was stuff going on all over, and I love the show. I'm always my heart's with the show, but like I like the drama and I like a little.
You're looking for action.
Yeah, listen, I want that pot to start stirring. Okay.
Yeah, we want some stuff, so we will see. We'll miss Nicole. She did a good job.
Yeah.
We'll
see you at Marsha's, Nicole.
We will be getting a beer with you at Marsha's.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you back next week with the lovely Sue Smey and special guest. I will be off in Europe somewhere. Don't call, don't text, but definitely check back next week for a brand new episode. And check out our Instagram for our first impression videos and tons of other fun content coming your way. All things Survivor 49 and reality TV. So we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.